G'day guys, and welcome to my review of the beast, the new rig, the Senator RH770. Now, Senators have been a popular choice for rescue, charter boats and commercial boats for years because they're safe and they are built for the harshest of conditions. Now, dependable, staunch, reliable, unsinkable, there are just a few of the words that pop into my head when I think about Senator. On top of that, this is the most comfortable aluminium trailer boat experience I have ever had. With its silky ride and array of features, I can't wait to show you around this beast. Just before we kick off our review, I want to quickly go over a few of the key elements that make Senator such an incredible boat. This is terminology you'll hear going forward, and I just want to explain to you what they are. Keywords like shore sea hull, max deck, Guardian chamber systems, and the Mission Modular system. Now you'll hear these words, I'm quickly going to go over what they mean. Senator's shore sea hull has the ability to plane well at a very low speed, go really good on a variety of different multiple headings, and goes excellent in a following sea. So next is Senator's Guardian chamber system. The Guardian chamber system surrounds the entire boat with each chamber being fully sealed. You wouldn't believe it, but even the rod holders are sealed. So that means if one chamber for some reason became pierced, the rest of the chambers would still keep the boat afloat. Also, the chambers on the RH770 are all foam filled, which means that they're nice and quiet. Next on the list we have max deck, and we know it's all about deck size. On the list we have max deck, and we all know it's about that big deck energy. Deck size matters, and Senator's design team have cleverly designed the pontoons so they don't encroach on your deck space, so you get maximum size for fishing. With Senator's max deck and the giant duck board, you've got more than enough space for multiple people to fish, swim, hang out, and enjoy the day. Next up, we have Mission Modular system. Now remember this, as this is going to make a big difference for you for when it comes to choosing your boat. As boaties, we all have different wants and needs when we head out on the water. So Senator have designed their boat so you can have it your way. They have got a huge range of different options for you when it comes to kitting out your boat. This includes a range of different cabin and deck options, including different bunk configurations, seating seat-ups, you've got fridges, full-size ovens, you've got little pie ovens, sinks, drawers, toilets, all of this on the inside of your boat. Welcome to the Fitty Angler Snackle Box and a peanut slab for everyone that catches a kingfish. Shall we undo the drag a bit so it runs? Is that what you're saying, eh? Second goes. Yeah. I'm going to go through how I've set up the starboard side of my Mission Modular system. I've got the high-tech plastic captain's chair here. I've got the couple of snackle boxes, a bit of storage here, and my couple of pie ovens. And under the squab here, I've actually got a sink as well for washing up dishes. So the water that runs our sink also runs an outside shower, and the water tank for that is up the front here, and there is a handy glass panel there that shows you your water level. So I've got this handy little shower in here, which is brilliant. You pull it out, you got a tap in there, you can stick her up on here. It's mean for having a shower after you've had a dive or cleaning yourself up. And just slots away nice and tidy and closes up in here. I've got this mean sink here. I've put all sorts of stuff in here since I've had it. I bleed all of my snapper, so by the time we're snapper fishing, I chuck them all here, bleed them out, and then put them on ice. When I've been doing deep drops, I've chucked squid in here to defrost. I've had crayfish in here. Really awesome, good-sized sink. I've even chucked my lures in here, actually, after I've been game fishing. I've chucked the lures in here at the end of the day and then washed them off in here. And on this side, I've got twin tuna tubes. I've got 20 rod holders on the roof. Some people might think that is a bit excessive, but when you're going out for days on end and you can't decide what you're going to be doing, whether it's game fishing, dropping for swords, snapper fishing, king fishing, I pretty much just empty out the garage and take everything. With over 100 options to choose from and a huge range of different combinations, you'll need to head to www.senatorboats.com to learn more and choose your combo. I've only got a real light leader on here too. Now I've had the RH770 for a while now, and don't worry, I've heard all of your requests for reviews. I've felt the pressure, but like always, I don't do a review on a boat until I've had it for a decent amount of time. And with over 300 hours, I've had this thing out smashing tuna, slaying up the kingies, been all over the place in it, had a variety of people out on it, and here is all the things I love about this insane rig. It's a 7.7 metre boat, so there's about 25 foot. The biggest trailer boat I've ever owned so far. It's definitely the most comfortable boat I've ever had. It's got 8mm hull, 3mm sides, so it's nice and heavy and just rolls real good through the water. Goes mean in a variety of different sea conditions. It's big, it's comfy, it's spacious. Definitely the ride has always been the things that stuck out the most to me. So for me, when I was putting this boat together, it was a combination of the ride, but just making the entire experience comfortable, so decking it out with really good things and utilising the space for max comfort. So today on Gino's Kitchen, we've got a beautiful feed of venison back steaks on the cob here. Now, one of the things I love about having so much room in the boat and space is being able to put our cob cooker on the back here and cook up mean feeds while you're on the water. I've gone for a beast of a front-mounted ladder, which folds right down. A lot of people look at it and think, what the heck is that for? So when you're coming into the beach and you're offloading people on the beach, it obviously keeps the prop deep in the water. The ladder folds right down so people can jump off onto the sand. Another thing I've found it really useful for, especially if I'm coming onto my trailer and I'm by myself, it actually folds right down onto the deck of my truck. So I can hop off the front of the boat, hop onto my truck, and then click myself on and finish myself off. Oh, naughty, naughty. So I can actually climb down off the front onto the back of the truck and then deal with the boat on the winch. Now up the bow, we've also got chunky bow rails, and the whole RH770 is covered in really good solid grab rails as well. So for a winch and anchor, I've gone with the Viper stainless drum winch, and it's also got this really cool feature. You can plug in the hose, and this is a Senator feature that's really cool. You can plug in the hose and it sprays water all over the winch and rope just to keep everything washed down from the salt water. Vision on the RH770 is awesome. It's got windows all around. It's got 3 window wipers up the front, and the sliding windows on the side actually slide from both ways. So you can pull the front forward or the back forward as well, so you get maximum viewing and maximum comfort when you want that cool air and that coming through. She's got a really nice big spacious cabin on it. You can sleep about 3 or 4 people in here, no worries. I've got a really awesome lounger that I've created for watching the lures while you're game fishing or just kicking back. I've got a high-tech plastics bolster seat captain's chair, which is super comfy. I've got my pie ovens. I've got bifold stacker doors. I've got an awesome table for sitting at. These are all things I've never had before on a boat. And to have all this stuff, the comfort is just brilliant. Bedding and storage, the 770 has got tons of it. You can easily sleep 3 adults in here, and there's a ton of storage everywhere you look. Now check this cool bed out. You can flick the table here, push it down like so, right down here. Put this cool squab in. Kick this back, and you're good to go. You got yourself a little bunk bed here. That's one bed there. As you can see, there's a ton of storage in here. I've even had some of the Super Rugby big boys in here. They're fitting there and had a snooze, no dramas. And for additional storage, we've also got this handy luggage hammock. Oh, And for those emergency situations, it's also got a fully macerating electric toilet with privacy curtain. As many of you know, I've been a Yamaha man through and through my whole life. And to get this big beast along, we've gone for the Yamaha F350 offshore. With, of course, my favourite thing, the Helmmaster EX. The new Yamaha F350 offshore is a powerhouse with state-of-the-art features. We've got a 4.3 litre V6 engine delivering a ton of power, and on top of all that, Yamaha's unquestionable reputation for being the most reliable outboard ever to take to the sea. Right, so we got our joystick control, which enables me to maneuver around really easy in tight spaces. The lock-to-lock on the joystick is really quick and really sensitive. And I've also got a couple of buttons on there that I use for fish point mainly, and also a plus and minus button for controlling the thrust. So if you get a bit of extra current, wind, or anything that needs you to use the motor a bit stronger to keep you locked on your fish point, then that's what those buttons are for. So on the dash here, I also have my autopilot controls. I've got a button here for heading hold, which basically is you push this button and you go along and the nose follows the same bearing, the same direction. Here you've got your course hold, which means that you go from A to B and you stay on the same line. You've got your track point here, which I use integrated with my Garmin MFD. When I want to go somewhere, I look it up on the chart. I put the navigation on the MFD. Heading hold, course hold, track point and pattern steer, or autopilot functions for the Helmmaster EX. So I've got the Yamaha CL5 display here, which is the brain and your central hub of all your Yamaha information. You've got your trim, your tilt, engine stats. You can set your steering friction from here. And you have a whole bunch of other options as well. So we have digital electric steering. It's a lot smoother, it's a lot more precise and responsive. You've got no steering pumps, no hydraulic oil. Everything's all tidy and it's all integrated into the small component here. You can set your lock to lock so you can deliver finer control at high speeds and you're more responsive at lower speeds. Your electric steering also uses far less battery power than your old hydraulic steering because it's not constantly running a pump. It's actually quicker and far cheaper to install, and it's all integratable with Yamaha's Helmmaster EX system. Now I have to say, the Helmmaster EX system has to be probably the most exciting and best piece of technology I've seen come out in 3+ decades on the water. I use it all day, every day, whether it's the autopilot function part of it, getting to and from places, or my favourite feature is the fish point feature, which I use to stay over and on the fish. And on top of all of that, the most comfortable aluminium trailer boat experience I've ever had. It's like a mini launch, this thing. It's awesome. And as usual, I've gone for U-deck for my decking again. I've had U-deck on every one of my charter boats. It's always blown me away how durable it is, how much it stands up to the beating I give it against blood, guts, rum, everything on it, and it always cleans up super well. On this boat with the flooring, I've gone for the topographical map kind of look boat, and I've had various logos custom etched into the decking. I really like how the blue lines pop, and I'm really stoked with how it turned out. I've also used U-deck on the roof as we spend quite a bit of time up there game fishing. Also, the kids love getting up there and jumping off, and without it, that aluminium can be as slippery as ice when it's wet, so it's super safe up there as well. The team at U-deck never cease to amaze me of how easily they can make cool custom designs for your boat and how easily they can make them fit. As always, I've gone for Garmin for all of my electronics. So I'm going to give you a rundown on each of the Garmin products I use and just a brief overview of what they do. And if you want to know more about them, you can go to garmin.com for more. Okay, so for my main screen, the MFD I've gone for is the 8416 XSV. It's a 16-inch unit. And for my repeat screen, or my screen out on the back deck, I've gone for a 12.5 1253 screen. Now these MFDs are high definition, they got super responsive touch, and they're jam-packed with so many features, probably more features than I will ever need. Got a good selection of different transducers. I've got 3 different transducers, radar on the roof, and a sat comfort on the roof. I've got a good selection of different charts that help me navigate, fish, and find new territory to try out and fish on. So let's have a look at all the Garmin features in action. Right, so a quick look at the Garmin MFD. I've got the 8416 unit here. I've got an array of charts here. I've got my navigation chart and fishing chart, and one of the other ones I use a lot is the relief shading chart. Now this here will help you see the bottom in super high definition. I've got my radar set up here. Use the radar a lot down at Waiho Bay, especially going in and coming out at night. Lots of other boats around. Got 3 different types of sonar. I use my traditional a lot. This is your basic sonar here. This just, there you go. I've got my live view. This is panoptic sonar, so here you can see a bunch of snappers sitting under us right now. So this panoptic screen here shows 0 being straight under us. The panoptics transducer is located right in the center of the boat on the keel and has been built into the hull of this boat. These red individual blobs here are actually snappers swimming around us right now. You can see how clear they are, and they are right under us right now. I'm not joking. If we switch over to the live scope, this is really cool. You can see those snappers swimming underneath us right now, and you can actually see like the shapes of their tails. Look at that guy there. You can see them swimming around in real time. It's almost like a video camera. Now with this live scope setup, the 0 is straight under us, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on is out in front of us. So I can actually look up to 20, 30 meters out in front of me and see bait schools ahead of me, shallow rocks, fish ahead of me, and this behind the 0 here is actually behind me, so I can see fish behind me too. You can see the detail on the bottom there of how clear it is. You can see all the weeds sticking up out of the rocks. So you can see the difference there. I've got the panoptics out on the back deck at the moment, and then I have the live scope here in the front. So now that you've seen the panoptics and the live scope, you can see what that looks like compared to the old sort of traditional style sonar. Right, so if you're using Garmin, you'll want to download the Garmin Active Captain app. I've got it downloaded on the tablet here. It downloads all the software updates to the tablet and then can update your MFD from there. Also, it has really good charts, the same charts as your Garmin FD has. You have it on the tablet. So what I've done is I've set it up so I'm running all my charts on the tablet, and that gives me more space for sonar on the main screen. I've also got the tablet connected to Starlink. I have full broadband at sea no matter where I am. I can check the weather, I can go on and watch the footy, I can do all sorts of things you can do at home on your couch right here on the tablet. So forget about your old trim tabs, hopeless. The SeaKeeper ride system is like the Rolls Royce of boat control. To be honest, they work so well, I hardly even need to think about them. They come on in auto mode as soon as I turn the boat on, and they work so efficiently to keep the boat running well that I never need to muck around with them. They get you up on the plane a lot quicker, they eliminate your pitch and roll, they keep the boat in the optimum position for getting the most out of your hull at all times. You've got the ultimate in boat control. You've got comfort, maneuverability, faster on the plane, and they help with your fuel economy too. All right, anyone that knows me knows that I love my sounds. I love cranking the sounds, cranking my favorite band, Prisoners of War. If you haven't heard them yet, get on them on Spotify. If we're fishing, we've got the sounds going all day. I've always had good sounds in all of my boats over the years, and I've always used Fusion. The sounds crank and they're durable, they stand up to the salt water, and you can hose them down at the end of the day. So on this boat, I've got two 6.5 inch up on the roof on the outside and two big 8.5s outside on the outside deck as well. I've also got a 10 inch subwoofer and One new addition on this boat is 2 small tweeters that I've put up here in the top of the roof there. Now, I've never actually realised how good tweeters are. Now, a lot of you guys that understand and appreciate really good sound know what a game changer they are. So my suggestion is, if you are installing a fusion system, definitely chuck a couple of tweeters in there. They just give it that beautiful edge. And you won't see a separate head unit. It's all integrated into my Garmin and all controllable from here. So after dark, when the party starts, these speakers also light up like a Christmas tree. Now, Garmin Spectra Lighting controls all the lights on all the speakers and underwater lights. You can even make your own custom lighting options. And while we're talking about lighting, I've always used Hella lighting on every single one of my boats. Now, in a harsh saltwater environment, you need quality, dependable, robust lighting. And that's why, for over a decade, I've always used Hella. You know, a company that's been around since 1925 is going to deliver you a pretty good product. So I've got my 770 sitting on a DMW trailer. I've been using DMW trailers for over 10 years now. In my opinion, the most affordable and trustworthy trailer on the market. Bang for buck. I've towed them all up and down the country, never had an issue with them. Really great value. On my DMW trailer, I have the Balex system, which basically, putting it simply, is 2 rubber tracks that grip the underneath of the hull. Hold on really well. You'd be really surprised how well they grip. Now, they're great for putting the boat on and off. And now, when you're getting the boat off, a lot of the time, if you undo your shackle and your winch, the boat can just roll off in a hell of a hurry. That can cause a bit of anxiety for people that are holding onto it, whether it's the missus or you're taking the old boy out for a fish or something like that. You'll notice that the rubber tracks are so grippy that the boat hasn't moved, which is really handy, like I say, for when you're launching, the boat just doesn't come rolling off in a hell of a hurry. Once I push my remote here, push launch, the boat starts coming off as easy as that. Nice and controlled the whole way, right out until it comes off the trailer completely. Now, one of the things I love about the Balex is how easy it is to put the boat back on the trailer. Now, there are people from all over the place give me tons of grief about driving the boat back on the trailer. Of course, I could drive a boat on a trailer. I've been using boats all my life. I could drive a boat on a trailer easy, but one small problem is a lot of places in New Zealand, it's prohibited to drive the boat on the trailer, including at this marina. So if you want to winch this big boat on, be my guest. But in the meantime, I'll just push this button and the boat will bring itself on the trailer. You see it comes on with the push of a button, the boat comes on the trailer. Rollers are all set up nice, so if the wind does catch it or it goes off center a little bit, the rollers will just bring it back on, back into the center, all the way to the top. So when I'm bringing the boat in, I can bring it all the way up, right up to the snub, put the hook on, the ratchet on, 2 or 3 winds. Whew, hard work, she's done. A lot of the questions I get with the Balex is obviously how they operate, but the finer details, like do they get rusty, how do you look after them and so forth. So there's all stainless, right? So there's no rust. I wash them down every night when I wash the trailer down anyway, and it all just runs off hydraulic. So it's a real basic, and you can retrofit them to any trailer as well. So that's really cool. They can just fit onto your existing trailer. So there we have it, my new RH770. I couldn't be happier with this boat. I love being on it, and I just want to say a massive thank you to Senator and everyone that was involved in helping put it together. And I look forward to having heaps of you guys on here and taking you on a bunch of amazing adventures.